Whiz has personality. Cheese Whiz has personality. Personality. I'm sure you and I can both agree that Cheese Whiz will never change its personality. It is absolutely stuck. So, do you think your personality won't change? That who you are today is the same person that you're going to keep being? Well, if so, then you're not the only one. In fact, the majority of studies on this topic keep leading to the same result, that most of us grossly underestimate how different we're going to be in the future. So in this video, we're going to run through the main reason why you think your personality won't change. And we're starting right now. Welcome to Next Level Warrior, the channel where we help you build your warrior within to become your next level self. Now, if this is your first time here and you haven't yet subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Hit that big red button and turn on post notifications to join me in my new videos posted every single week. Now, I've got to start this off by diving right into Harvard psychologist Daniel Gilbert's work surrounding the psychology of your future self, published in an article in 2013 titled The End of History Illusion. This work highlighted the way that we see ourselves in the present moment as a finished product. As if at any given moment in our lives, we perceive that we've experienced the greatest level of personal growth, maxing out and not being able to change much beyond the current point. In this study, there were over 7,000 participants recruited between the ages of 18 to 68, and overwhelmingly at all ages, people's future estimates of their own change came up immensely short, underestimating their own capacity and the reality that their personality will actually change a lot. But why is this? What's the main reason? I know this seems simple to just deem it as lack of imagination, so I've gone ahead and broken it down into a few pillars, a few reasons as to why our diminishing imagination creates this phenomenon in human lives that restricts us from being able to create our next level selves. So, first things first. Imagining the future requires way more work than remembering the past. And because our imagination gets less and less attention as we grow out of childhood, this ability to use our gift of the mind's eye diminishes further. Daniel Gilbert says, people may confuse personal change with the unlikelihood of change itself. Basically, since we suck at imagining, the majority of us deem this as our present selves being at the peak of our growth, that we're always going to be this person with this personality. And as a result, we become completely passive about it. And passivity, in this context, can be really harmful to us, especially when compounded over time in our life, creating the illusion of these limits, reducing our confidence levels, shying away from new experiences to break us out of our shell. Which brings me to the next pillar. The less our imagination gets exercised, the less we can see possibilities for ourselves, the less hope we have. Hope of what we can be, what we can do, and how we can create change in our lives for the better. This can result in continuing to be defined by our past, retelling and reliving stories of our past within the present moment, reminding us that who we were is who we still are, therefore we're this type of person, so we can't do X and we can't learn Z, whatever it is. This lack of hope really holds back our imagination and thus holds back our greater future potential. And this can perpetuate into continuing to be defined by our past traumas as well. You see, if we don't transform or reframe how we view our past traumas, then we shatter hope for ourselves, being anchored down by those traumas, staying stuck in our story of who we are because of our past. And sadly, this can completely wipe out hope for a future that's greater than our past. And Viktor Frankl writes a lot about this in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. Shattered hope is something he witnessed repeatedly in his years, barely surviving within the Nazi concentration camps, seeing that men who lost hope lost their ability to imagine a future, lost their will to live, and sadly perished amongst countless others within the inhumane conditions that they slaved in. It goes without saying that this book is a very powerful read, and one that I read back in April 2020 when I was going through excruciating physical pain, stuck in the hospital for over 10 days with no visitors allowed during COVID after I had ruptured my appendix. But let's get back on topic here. The final pillar as to why we don't think our personality will change has to do with the first one mentioned about inaction towards our future, about being passive. From a very young age, most of us are shunned away from playing with our imagination. We're told to grow up and live in the real world. And while our parents may have meant well, this continued loss of our imagination diminishes one of the greatest human gifts that we have. People don't really take into consideration that there isn't one single thing created by humans that didn't initially start as a thought, an image within our imagination. Everything from musical instruments to technology. Anything invented, built, created into physical form began with the non-physical. But I digress. With weakened imagination muscles, our inability to see the potential of what we can be, do, and have create an environment where we believe that our personality won't change, that we can't create our next level selves. We start to believe that our personality is who we actually are, an integral part of us that we are born with, as if genetically imprinted, being something that we can't change. Now, by this point, I don't have to tell you that these truths are only as solid as we believe them to be, that each and every one of us have the ability not only to create change in our lives, but significant change. Change on a level that can impact far more than our own lives. Change that can inspire others around us to believe that it's possible for them too. And it all starts with building up your imagination once again. So I ask all you warriors out there, what's it gonna be? The same old, or your next level self? Thanks so much for tuning in and supporting the channel with your precious time. There are a lot more videos to come out surrounding this topic and others when it comes to building our warriors within. So if there's any video suggestions that you have, make sure to drop them into the comments. Don't forget to say hi and do your part to help this channel grow by liking the video, sharing it, and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's